I'm Michelle Sterling for Friends of Science Society. There's an internet frenzy over Greta Thunberg's arrival by racing sailboat to New York City. While her followers laud her as a climate heroine, critics also abound. Some members of the public are concerned for her health and the stress of being a vulnerable youth thrust on the world stage. Some say she's a puppet for Big Green and they decry her exploitation. And some are critical of her black and white ideology of going from some 80% conventional energy supply today from coal, oil, and natural gas to 100% renewables tomorrow. Practically speaking, those critics are right. There's no way that modern society could switch off fossil fuels overnight, and unless you want a zombie apocalypse. And the good news is we've got way more than 12 years left to figure things out. But this message of reality is met with howls of protest by Greta's supporters, who typically jump into name-calling about old white men who just aren't with it enough on energy. Well, it's odd to think that energy experts like professional engineers, many of whom are old white men, who went to school for some 20 years to get their much-prized engineering degrees, are being told by supporters of a high school dropout that they don't get it on energy. They certainly do. Unlike Greta, who parrots her terrifying words of the climate psychologist about our house being on fire, those are not the words of a climate scientist, by the way. Professional engineers just can't blab about power generation, climate, or critical infrastructure. They are required to be able to design pretty much fail-safe infrastructure that society relies on every day. In fact, we take their work so for granted, we only notice it when the lights go out or something goes wrong. Surely these men, and they are mostly men, deserve our respect for designing and implementing critical infrastructure that provides us with reliable energy, heat, and transportation services, and our built infrastructure all year round. These facilities and services often work without fail, even in the worst extreme weather conditions. Instead of dividing society, we should be uniting it. We should get the climate strike kids off the street and into class, where they can train to be the next generation of new engineers and try to make their dreams come true. And we should let our excellent engineers teach the climate strike kids all they need to know about how things work. Passion meet reality. What a concept. If you'd like to better understand the challenges of the proposed energy transition, here are some plain language reports to give you some insights into how things work. Transition to Reality by Robert Lyman. Look before you leap into climate emergency mode. In the Dark on Renewables. Shocking Reality, a look at what's going to net zero would really mean. So, for Friends of Science Society, I'm Michelle Sterling.